I have recorded over 4,000 screen recordings across Loom and Tella, and in this video, I'm gonna help you figure out which tool is actually right for your use case. So whether you're a creative, a freelancer, small business owner, or you are an enterprise team adding in 100 seats to either tool, I'm gonna break down exactly which one to use for your use case. Let's get into it. Now, before we dive in, it would mean the world to me that if you happen to get started with either tool, use those first links down below in the description. And yes, they are affiliate links, and I'm not being sponsored by either brand, so you're gonna get my honest truth in this video, but it is a great way to support this channel if you do decide to use either tool. So first, let's talk about what each tool is. Loom is a cloud-based screen recording built for business communication. It has been around for years, it is definitely a market leader, and I have personally recorded over 3,500 Loom videos. Isn't that insane? Now, the reason I love Loom and why a lot of people use it is that it's designed to be fast, simple, and trackable. You hit record, you get a link, you send it, and you know when someone watches it. When it comes to Tella, this is a newer screen recorder that combines both business communication with content creation features. I've been using it for about 4 or 5 months now and is basically trying to be an all-in-one tool, fast like Loom, but with way more editing power for polished, customer-facing videos. Now, what makes them similar is that they're both cloud-based, which means as soon as you record the video, you're gonna have a link that you could send in an email, in a text, a Slack message to anyone, but the features inside of them are completely different. So let's start to compare. First, let's talk about speed and workflow. And this is probably the most important thing because the reality is you could probably just record a video on your computer completely for free. However, when it comes to tracking and sending and storing all those videos, you need a system for that, as well as naming the videos, giving them descriptions, and knowing when someone watches them. Because the worst thing is to create videos and no one watches them. Now, both of these tools are gonna do this flawlessly. You just hit record, whether you're gonna record just your face or your face and your screen, or just your screen. Then once you're done, you hit stop, and within a second, you have a shareable link. You could take that link and go paste it into an email, send it, and now that person is able to watch the video immediately. You don't have to go to a separate tool to go upload it or do any of that extra work. Now, Loom may feel slightly faster, and I'm talking about literally seconds from record to link, but it's not a meaningful difference. And I'm gonna share why there's a bit of a gap there when it comes to Tella, and honestly there might be a setting to make it a little bit faster, but the gap is there for a specific reason. It's intentional. So if speed is your #1 criteria, Loom may be a better option. And that means if we're just talking about creating a video and sending it right away. But if you are trying to stitch videos together, edit them, change how it looks with your face full screen or in the corner or something like that, Loom is not gonna work. There is very little post-production control of the actual video. And with Tella, if you actually want to export your camera and your screen separately, you still have full control to do that. And there's a really cool benefit here because if you do make a lot of videos, you don't have to store them all on your computer. Trust me, as someone who makes content constantly, recording my screen as well as recording camera, it takes up a lot of space. With Tella, they store everything in their cloud, and you could even add segments later. So for example, if you record a video today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, you could add a segment or replace a segment with new information. And it's quite easy to do. You just hit add clip and you're able to record a new clip on your computer. Plus, when it comes to editing, you could change the layout so that if you want your camera full screen or in the corner or on the side or on the other side, however you like. Plus, if you want zooms on your screen, you could do that as well. And one important note, if you need to blur out some of the information on your screen, I don't think you're able to do that at all with Loom. Tella does allow you to do it, but it's not as robust as I would hope. At any given time in the video, you could put up to one mask on the screen. So let's say, for example, at one part of the screen you want to hide something and another part you want to hide something in the same time frame. You can't do that. So if you have a phone number here and an email here, you can't hide both of them separately in the same timestamp. You have to hide the entire section. So the workflow difference here is Loom is truly optimized for record and send, while Tella is optimized for record and refine. So if you ever need to edit your video beyond just like the text or the timestamps, you're gonna wanna go with Tella. Now, let's talk about video quality and polish. How do these videos actually look? When it comes to Loom videos look functional. They're clean, they work, and they're basic. You do get your screen, you do get a webcam bubble, and that's about it. There is no zoom ins, no backgrounds, no post-production polish. If you're doing internal business communication, that probably makes sense. But if you are creating customer-facing content, Loom is gonna feel dated. On the other hand, when you take a look at Tella's videos are gonna look modern. Plus, without any extra work or any clunky software, you could create beautiful transitions by saying, I want to create this layout first where it's full screen of me, then later on I'm in the corner, and it will make these beautiful subtle transitions for you that feel elegant and as if you hired a professional editor. You could also edit the background, you could zoom in on specific parts of your screen to emphasize something, and you could switch between different layouts throughout the entirety of your video. It feels like you have the power of a video editor in your back pocket. And as someone who uses these tools in business communication, but obviously as a content creator as well, this is the only way I'd ever publish one of these videos on my YouTube channel, is with Tella, because it looks and feels professional. And now let me say this, if you are really just looking to create product videos, you are a SaaS company, something like that, and you're trying to create the best in class SaaS videos, and maybe there's no face involved. If there is, great, but it's just like a beautiful video of your software, there's a tool called Screen Studio, which is worth taking a look at. I'll link that down below as well for you. But in my opinion, again, I've used all three of these, Tella is gonna be the better option because it just gives you way more edit functionality and control. Now, let's talk about the AI features that you have with post-production. Both tools are gonna name your file for you and give you a description as well. I would say Loom's AI is better at naming, however, they're pretty comparable. And both tools have ways of easily helping you get rid of any mistakes in the video. So for example, if you wanna edit words out like or you could easily do that. Plus, if you make a video and you wanna turn it into an SOP, both tools do that as well, which actually adds to the value of the tool. Now, when it does come to the AI tools with Tella, they have this thing called auto zoom and auto layout features, which in my opinion, they're cool, but they do a little bit too much. So even when you use the most subtle setting that they have and you say, hey, select the layouts for me using AI, chooses so many different variations throughout. And the zooms are okay, but they're not the best. And the other thing to note with Tella is that if you want to use those specific AI features, you need to keep your clips under 20 minutes, which I'm gonna talk about what a clip is, because you could have a video that's 3 hours or whatever, and you could have as many clips as you want. But if any one clip is longer than 20 minutes, you're gonna have to go in there manually and set those things up like zoom or layouts. Now, let me talk a little bit more about clips with Tella. You could easily go in, hit record like your intro or any part of your video, and then hit stop. Once you do that, you have that saved as a clip. Now, a moment later, you could start a new clip and record that, and it's all part of the same video. The beauty of this is it makes it really easy if you need to reorganize information, and it takes the pressure off of doing a perfect video from start to finish. You could just focus in on the part that you want to share. Maybe it's your hook, your intro, your promo, a certain part of the brand, the product, a feature, record it, and then as soon as you finish, hit stop and then start your next section. Then once you're done with all of that, then you you hit preview, and that sends you into the editor in your browser, which allows you to copy the link. So remember earlier in the video I said, hey, Loom sends you a link right away. That delay with Tella is because it allows you to have clips. And I know you can turn that feature off, so as soon as you hit stop, it takes you right into your browser, but I'm not sure if it automatically will copy the link to your clipboard. I know it's a little bit heady, but this is the workflow that really is gonna matter in your day-to-day. All right, now let's talk about the pricing of both of these. First of all, both have a free plan, so you can definitely check that out. They're not going to be robust, but they will get you started to get a feel for it, get the experience, and then go from there. Starting with Loom, it's going to start at $20 per month per user for the business and AI plan. Compared to that, Tella is more expensive at $26 per month per user for their premium plan. So that is a $72 difference per year. Now the difference is if you sign up with Tella and you pay annually, that price goes down to $13 per month. So let me break this down a little bit. Loom has changed their pricing quite a bit in the last few years. However, their software and experience hasn't gotten much better. The AI features they have now were released about 2 or 3 years ago, and there have been no major updates since then. If there have been updates, they've been for the enterprise level customers. In my opinion, they forgot about a lot of their customers and they focused in on the enterprise level. You could see it on their pricing page. As soon as you hit annual, it shows you a price per year of $18,000. Why is that? Because the team size is already selected at 100. And the interesting thing about Tella's pricing is that they try to push you to sign up for the annual plan, because the way they price monthly is nearly double. So for the pro plan, it goes from $26 if you pay monthly to $13 if you pay annually, and the premium plan is $19 if you pay annually, or it's $39 when you pay monthly. But the best way I recommend this is just try both for 30 days, spend the $46 and see which one is gonna fit your workflow better. Now, if you're an enterprise level customer, I highly recommend contacting the companies and having those conversations. But the value equation comes down to this. If you are purely doing internal business communication and you're never gonna create customer facing videos, save the $6 and go with Loom. If you do have varied content, customer demos, website videos, sales material, tutorials, webinars that you want to record and then publish on your website or on your blog, the extra $6 a month is 100% worth it. Plus, when you do sign up annually, it's technically a lot cheaper. So if you are an enterprise or corporate customer, or you just need business communication, go with Loom. They're gonna help you do team updates without having to try to coordinate everyone's schedule, because you could have async communication, you could create SOPs, you could send a video that gets watched once or 1,000 times. You never have to store any of it on your computer. Plus the reliability that when you hit record and when you hit stop, it captured everything in between those moments. I have rarely in the last 4 years had any issues with the video actually getting produced. On the other hand, if you're a freelancer, consultant, small business owner, or an enterprise customer and you need the varied styles of content and you need the ability to edit, Tella is a no-brainer. Yes, they might not be as big as Loom, but don't let size fool you. More and more creators and businesses are using Tella every single day to publish videos online, to do demos, to do webinars, to send videos for business communication, and a lot more. And what's most important to me is that Tella continues to make updates. If you're ready to get started with either tool, definitely check out the links down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more content like this to find the best software for your needs, subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.